guys, welcome back to this month's reading wrap up. It feels like so long since I've done a reading wrap up, even though it's only been a month. This was a Kindle month, guys. I've read majority of the books on my Kindle. I was just in a Kindle mood. There was some series that I was completing. This month was just not for the physical book. I read 10 books this month, so quite a bit. And they were pretty chunky too, so I was reading a lot. Like, it was like back-to-back chunky books. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I finished 2 series this month. No 5 stars. This is our first non-5-star month in a minute. But we're just gonna go right into it. And I'm excited to yap about some of these books because I've been so excited to yap about them. First off, I read The Bridge to Terabithia. I just wanted a quick, short, easy, cutesy little read. And yeah, I was excited to read this. I've watched the movie, never read the book, but I love the movie. So I definitely wanted to read this. This is about Jess, and he meets a girl named Leslie, and then they become friends, and they end up hanging out, and they're like this, and they make this whole like secret kingdom, I guess, in the woods. And the kingdom is called Terabithia, and there's like a bridge to Terabithia. It's very sweet. It kind of plays along with like childhood and childhood friends, and just like it's very imaginative. It's like it's giving like a child's mind and their imagination and when they would play together. It's cute. It's really cute. It's super sad. I love the movie. I sob to the movie every single time I watch it. So I was like, this book may do it for me. I may shed a few tears. I was reading it. It's really short. As you can see, the font's very big. So I felt like I finished it really quickly and I didn't really get into it. I definitely preferred the movie, I will say. Just because I didn't get into it, I didn't really shed any tears. It was really sad, but I kind of knew it was going to happen too. So it was like, it was just kind of fun to read it and see it with the book and all that instead of just watching it. But it was cute for what it was. Definitely probably wouldn't reread. It was just like, it was fun to experience it in book form. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So overall, just an average 3-star. Like, it did what it had to do. It was cute. And now I can say I've read it. So I love that. I was very ecstatic about that. The next book I read on my Kindle, and that book was Divine Rivals. Indy and I were reading this for our book club book of the month for August, and because we like to pick a singular book each month, we just wanted to kind of get into this little duology. Iris works at this, like, her brother ends up going off to war for these gods, and it's against 2 gods basically, and she ends up having to leave school and goes to support her mom and has to go work. So she works at this like journalist column, and she's competing for this higher position at this journalist column against Rowan, and they butt heads, they have beef. Eventually she ends up going on a journey to go find her brother because she has not heard from him since the war started. It was really entertaining. I was having a blast reading it. I zoomed through it. I was heavily entertained. I really liked the main characters. I thought they were lovely. I liked the mystery aspects in it, and the build-up and the stories were super cool. And I loved how they were like writing letters to each other. That was super cool. Yeah, it was just really entertaining. I liked Rowan. I really liked Rowan. He was great. I just feel like I was really loving it throughout the entirety of the book, but then it just kind of got rushed at the end, like really bad. So it felt kind of, I don't know, it was just so rushed. It was like big things were happening. It was like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And it was like, I felt like it could have been drawn out more. I don't know. It just kind of bugged me, and I just felt like I couldn't catch a break, and I don't know. It was just super rushed. I didn't like that bit. So it was gonna be a 5-star, and then that kind of bothered me. We were kind of rushing the ending and rushing the plot a little bit. So overall, I rated it 4.5 stars. It was very entertaining, really good. I do recommend it. I was very entertained. It was just that ending was a little too rushed for my liking. The next book that I read this month, a lot of these are gonna be on my Kindle. Only the last book is on my Kindle, so that's why that's not there. But the next book I read was Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the Fourth Wing trilogy, and it was so good. It wasn't as good as Fourth Wing for sure, but I was entertained. It was definitely a little bit slower. Crazy things happened at the end. I was like, whoa, give me a minute. Hold on, girly. What the heck? So, yeah, I was really enjoying. I just wish it wasn't as slow, and I wish certain aspects of it weren't there. There were certain points in it where I was like, okay, I wish certain things were happening instead of this thing. And it was definitely, I think the pacing was a lot slower, but when it was like big things were happening, it was so good, so good. So overall rated that 4.5 stars. Was really entertained. I love Xaden, I love Violet, I love all the friend group. I think it was so entertaining. I really liked it. Now we're getting into another series. I started, if you guys don't remember, I started the Boys of Thomas series last month. And if you don't know, you can go check out my July reading wrap up. That'll be down below. I can link it down below for you guys. But I continued that this month. The next book I read after Iron Flame was Saving Six. Oh my god, it was so good. I loved Joey and Aoife. I love them. So this book is about Joey and Aoife, and if you don't know, Joey is Shannon's sister. So it kind of follows their love story, I guess, but it starts very early on from when they first met, when they first started primary school. So we were kind of seeing the whole course of their friendship, their relationship, just everything. We're not jumping in right when Shannon's story begins. It's before. So we're going back in time for them. And oh my god, I love them. They were so cute. It was so sad, and I was going through it a little bit. Like, I was so upset. There were very upsetting moments. I love Joey and Aoife. I think they're great together. I love their dynamic. I definitely preferred their story over Shannon and Johnny's, I think. I just was kind of over Shannon and Johnny. As you're reading, I was like, I would love to move on to another couple. Please. But yeah, definitely really enjoyed it. Was really high up there. And it was great. So overall, 4.75 stars. So good. I ate this book up. Left no crumbs. I binge read it. I can't. It was so good. And then we go on to Redeeming Six, which is the next book I read. That is also about Joey and Aoife, if you can't tell. It kind of continues the story. It starts off where Shannon ends up starting at Tommen, so it's continuing then, and we're going through all the events that happened in Binding and Keeping 13, but Joey's point of view. So that was pretty cool to see his point of view, because a lot of times Shannon would mention Joey. She'd be like, oh, he's going out to do something, and we were actually kind of seeing what he was doing, where he was going, what was going on with him. And shocking events took place. I was flabbergasted. Yeah, I was flabbergasted. It was crazy. I was not expecting a lot of things. It was so much sadder than Saving Six. It was so good. There was just this one trope I'm just not a big fan of this trope. I cannot get into it. It really, I don't know. I don't like it. So I'm not going to say the trope because there's spoilers, but it's just not my favorite. So that definitely dropped the rating, but overall it was a really good book, really entertaining. So I rated it 3.75 stars. It didn't quite reach that 4-star mark, but I still loved it, still ate it up, still loved their story. It was so sad. I feel like every book gets sadder and sadder. So I can't. It's hard to cope. After that, I wanted to finish off the Fourth Wing trilogy, and because I don't know when the next book's gonna come out, so I was like, let me just finish this bitch off so that I can be ready for the next book whenever it comes out. So I read Onyx Storm. I've heard not the best things about it. I've heard that it's like, I don't know, I just haven't heard the best things, so I didn't go into it really with high hopes. I will say, I feel like the pacing was really, really slow. The ending kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit because I was like, first of all, cliffhanger. What? Don't piss me off. Second of all, it was just like the build-up. It was like such a slow build-up till the end, and then the end happened, and we are missing so much detail, and it's like with that massive cliffhanger, and it just, like, what? If you know, you know. But I'm so annoyed. I was so annoyed. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? That's crazy. Don't play with me right now. So overall, rated that one 3.5 stars. Definitely wasn't my favorite in the series, but I'm excited for us to go into the next book because I feel like this book was kind of trying to lead into the next book. So, yeah. Not my favorite out of the series, but still, we learned a lot. But did it go anywhere? Not really. And the ending was just like such a big cliffhanger. So that's my thoughts, that's my opinions, that's my feelings. After that, this next book, I was kind of reading it because it was the book club book of the month for Sarah Crowley's book club. We had like a set schedule and timeline for when we're supposed to read it, like certain pages a week. So I did that. I wanted to try it out this month, see the vibes. I don't think for this month with the book club book, I don't think I'm going to follow that timeline. I think I'm just gonna read it in one shot. So I just want to try it, see the vibes. But I read These Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean, and this is about Alice, and her father's billionaire. He's so rich, he's so powerful, he's really up there, and her whole family, she's basically got kicked out of her family. Her dad kicked her out. She no longer speaks to any of them, and then she finds out that her dad ended up dying, so she has to go back to the island for his funeral and all that. And to get their inheritance, they have to do some tasks. So that's kind of what it's mainly about. It's kind of, I would say, was giving kind of inheritance games, but it doesn't really follow like the game style that I was thinking it would, but that's okay. It was entertaining. It was, I don't know, I just feel like the major plot points in it were kind of anticlimactic, and I don't know, I just feel like I couldn't really connect to any of the characters. I didn't really care for any of them, and I did feel bad for some of them and some of their situations. I couldn't get into it. Didn't really care what happened to them. I thought the ending was kind of funny, but that's just kind of my main thoughts on it. It was kind of average. I rated that 3 stars just overall, just because I just couldn't I mean, I got into it. It was just like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't really care about the plot and the events taking place, and I feel like it could have been crazier. I don't know. Okay. Now, the next book that I read in August was Taming Seven. So we're continuing Boys of Tommen. This book is Gibbsy and Claire's book. I was so excited for this book. This is the book that I was trying to get through the whole series just for this book. Like, this is the only one I really cared about. So I finally got to it. And oh my god, it's so heartbreaking. And it just like hit my soul. I was so heartbroken, so sad. I was not expecting this much sadness out of Gibbsy's book. It was just crazy, so sad. I love Gibbsy. I will say, I was a little bit disappointed with this book because I was so excited for it and I was expecting like the best book ever. I just feel like it didn't really focus on Gibbsy and Claire as much as I wanted to. Like, Johnny Shannon, they were like the sole focus of their book. Joey and Aoife, they were the sole focus of their book. Gibbsy and Claire, it was, I don't know, I just feel like it focused so much on the other characters. And it kind of upset me a little bit because I wanted it to focus on Gibbsy and Claire and like their relationship, their friendship, the buildup of their friendship. I would have loved that. So, I don't know, I kind of feel like it was like trying to set up for releasing 10 in a way, and they just didn't get what I wanted out of it. I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it. It was really good though. I loved it, loved Gibbsy, loved Claire. I just wish it was more focused on their story in a sense, instead of focusing on other characters and their stories and building up to certain books. But still loved. 4.5 stars, amazing. I love Gibbsy and Claire. I hope this isn't the end of their story, but it kind of like feels like the ending was kind of like the end of their books. So I don't think we're gonna get any more of them. I would love that though, so that we could focus more on them and their love. But that's okay. Moving on to the next book, moving right along to the next book I read in August. That book is Releasing 10, the last book in the Boys of Tommen series. This book is about Hughie and Liz. And I feel I've been wanting their book for so long. I've been so excited for it. This is definitely the saddest book out of the whole series. It was heartbreaking. I was flabbergasted, shocked, appalled, disgusted. I felt so many emotions. Like, I can't even explain it. Liz and Hughie, I love them so much. Throughout the whole series, I was like, oh, Liz, this is not looking good for you. Like, you're not being very nice. You're getting on my nerves. But I was trying so hard. I was like, I have to give her the benefit of the doubt because I know her book. It's gonna be so good and it's gonna explain all the reasons she's doing this stuff. And it did. And I love her. It was hard there for a bit. It was hard there for a bit for me to defend her. Especially in Taming 7. Like, I was like, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. But I love her. I am heartbroken. Her story is so heartbreaking. Like, I was so sad. Highly recommend this series. It's so good. I have not stopped thinking about these books, and specifically Hughie and Liz, since I finished. I can't get it off my mind. It's all over my TikTok. I'm distraught. I rated this book 4.75 stars. The only reason it would have been a 5-star, it just felt like it's incomplete. Like, I feel like I'm not getting that closure that I need out of their story. So I'm excited for the next book. Fingers crossed it's a 5-star. I'm obsessed with these characters, obsessed with this friend group. I'm I'm I have no words. It was so good. So good. That leads us into the last book that I read in August, and that is The Giver. After all that emotional damage that I was getting and the really chunky books that I was reading, I was like, I just need a quick, easy read right now. Like, I need a break from all that. So I was like, let me just pick up The Giver, read it real quick. And it was good. It's about this like society, I guess, and there's so many rules and different customs for them, and they have to follow these rules or else they're released. And you kind of learn what that's about and why these rules are the way they are, and just everything about the world within this book. And that's kind of just like the main gist of it. I was entertained, I was intrigued, it was kind of crazy. I think it's a series. I believe I saw that it was a series, so I might continue it. I don't fully know. It'll definitely be a while, just because I'm like, I just feel like I'm not as like intrigued to continue it and read it. So overall, I rated this one 3.5 stars. It was entertaining, it was short, sweet, just what I needed. But I feel like I was just like, it was like, okay, whatever, moving on. Okay, those are all 10 books I read in August. Definitely a lot of mixed emotions throughout. I read a lot of chunky books. I'm really proud of my reading month this month. I'm glad I finished a series. I was binging. I finished 2 series, but I was binging them. So this month, this month meaning September, I'm definitely gonna focus on my physical books because I have been slacking real bad. So we're gonna try to put down the Kindle and just really get into my physical books. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna read some Kindle books, but we'll focus more on my physical TBR because she is growing and she's getting overwhelming and I need to like work on it. So I'll definitely do that. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any book recommendations for me or have any thoughts about my opinions or I want to know your opinions, just definitely comment them. Definitely comment them down below so I can hear, because I love to hear other people's opinions. I love to hear book recommendations. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I had a really good reading month. I am excited to see what I read in September because I feel like I'm going to read a lot of fall-esque books. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I love you.